and say hello to our new home. Now, this island may look cute. It may look quaint, it may look safe, it may look easy, but this is not my first attempt trying to survive on this island. Let's punch a tree. It's time for attempt number 2. But if I'm being honest, this might be the hardest 100 days that I've ever done. And because of that, goal number 1 for surviving 100 days on this survival island is going to be just to survive. You'll see that we have survival hearts on the screen, but I'll be treating this playthrough like it's in hardcore. And so if I die, which has already happened, I'll have to restart the seed, and that's what we're doing again. But besides surviving, my goal here is hopefully to find a way to beat the game, if that is at all in any way possible. But at the very least, we're gonna do our best to transform this cozy little island into something incredible. And you'll see right here that we do happen to have a chest. It has a lava and a water bucket along with an axe, some saplings, and a crafting table, but I don't want to use this if I don't have to. Although the more that I'm playing this, you'll see that there's nothing else around me on this island, and so the more I'm realizing that this playthrough could be a little bit like Skyblock, which I've also never played before. So it's safe to be said that this playthrough is going to be quite the challenge for me. And just you wait until the night falls. But at the moment, we're just going to wait, and hopefully we can find one more sapling so that we can place down a jungle tree. And we might as well make our first crafting table while we're at it. We'll instantly get to work at making a stone pickaxe, and then once we remove the sand, you'll see that we can get some quick stone. We can quickly grab the 3, and then we'll head back into the crafting table, and then we can make up a little bit more sticks, which we can then use to make up a stone pickaxe, which of course is going to make everything a little bit more efficient. We have our 4 saplings, we can place them down just like this, and then hopefully we can get a whole ton of seeds if we go and graze the ground just like this. That's 2, there's 3. Hopefully we can get at least 4. There's 4 seeds right there. And I'm instantly going to make ourselves a wooden hoe so that we can conserve on our materials for the moment, but we can also get to placing those seeds down into the ground. So I would say not too shabby of a start, and we're going to head back down and we're going to continue to mine a little bit more stone. The way that we're going to do that is we're going to head into our crafting table and we'll make ourselves a couple of doors. We can jump down into the abyss, and you'll notice that we already have some ores right here. We can open our door and we'll get to collecting them. I'm actually going to place one more door and open it just like that. We're going to take this one back, and now we'll have an easy access point of getting underwater. We can quickly take some sticks and some coal right here, and we'll make 4 torches where we can light up the area. And now hopefully we can find ourselves a bit of iron here, and it looks like we found some already, although it's only 1 piece, which I'm actually learning is going to be okay with me. We're going to head back up here where we're going to make ourselves a furnace. We can place it down and then use our other coal to light up this raw iron. And I'm also going to start to slab out right here, giving us some more surface area where we can hopefully eventually get ourselves a little bit of a mob platform where we can slay at some mobs and get ourselves some early drops, which I've got to say is going to be quite important here on this island. We can grab our iron ingots, and then we're going to head back into our crafting table. We'll make a couple more jungle planks, and then where is it? We can make ourselves a shield, which took me a little bit longer than I'd like to admit to find, but we're going to place it onto our offhands, and now we're already a little bit more protected. We can hop back down below, and we're going to get a little bit more digging in while we can. I'd like to make a mob platform for our island tonight, or today, even if that's possible whatsoever. It's always good to have a little bit more coal while we're at it to help us light up the way. And so you can probably tell that I am not messing around whatsoever. I am using all of the time that we can, because when it gets to nighttime here, things get a little bit more scary, and we're about to find out why as well. We'll make ourselves a little bit of a door area right here, and you can use our last door to light up right just like that, where I'm going to extend the platform just a little bit, and then as the sun sets, we're going to have to make sure that we light up our little area right there. The goal here is that hopefully we have a couple of mobs spawn in right here, and then we can take them out with our sword here. Our sword here, and you can see we already have our first visitor. The drowned are going to make frequent appearances, and it can get quite out of hand quite quickly, if I'm being honest. That's what's happened in other playthroughs, and so we're going to have our wits about us as the sun sets into the horizon on day 1. I think we'll move our torch just a little bit closer to the crops, and hopefully that will leave even more space for some mobs to spawn right here. And you can see that we have even more drowned coming, and I think that guy does have a trident, which is the problem, and it's why I made sure to get a shield as soon as possible, which is funny. I thought that this was going to be a peaceful playthrough, and maybe not, at least at first. But I've got to say, I'm also really enjoying the challenge as well. And part of the reason that we made this mob platform as soon as we could is that we're going to need a ton of string in order to make a bed so that we can actually sleep for the night. And I really can't imagine having all of these drowned spawning behind us at the exact same time that we have phantoms coming around on such a small area. So we're gonna have to move quickly in order to survive, I think. We'll come and we'll take you out and we'll get a little bit more XP. And you can see just how many drowned there already are starting to spawn. And there are baby drowned too, and they have weapons sometimes, just like this guy. And so it definitely becomes a little bit like I don't know, like Call of Duty Zombies Minecraft version with the sword. Again, this is night number 1. Out of 100. Although one good thing about killing all these drowned is that we actually do get some food from them. Maybe not the best food in the world, but we do get some rotten flesh from most of the drowned that we end up killing. Well, I do think I saw a trident man's around here. And we have another baby one coming up right on us here. I need you to stop bothering me, sir. And it does kind of also feel a little bit like King of the Hill too. I will say I'm feeling a lot more prepared this time around. The first time, at this time in the series, or at this time in the night, I was already at half health. And so although we're definitely still getting swarmed by all the mobs around us, we're doing a pretty good job about fending them off. And it looks like this one actually happens to have a fishing rod as well. If he could drop that, that'd be so wonderful. Would you do that for me, sir? I'd really appreciate your fishing rod, my man. He dropped it too, I think. Yep, it has almost nothing here, but I'll take a fishing rod over nothing any day, especially before we have any crops. Ouch, you can see they really do give a decent amount of damage when you don't have any armor on. And you can see if there was just one guy with a trident, that would be the end of it. We have another drowned with another fishing rod. That looks like a good thing. And we have some copper here too, actually, which is going to be a new material for us. Let's see, are you willing to give me your fishing rod? I'd really appreciate your fishing rod. You don't really seem to be using that fishing rod. Won't you just give me that fishing rod? And as the moon begins to set, you can see that we're already halfway through our durability on the sword. Ouch. And I think that we're going to survive our first night in this scary island world. It does seem that for the most part, once the sun starts to rise, the drowned start to do their own thing and pay a little bit less attention to us during the day. I think that we're gonna also have to eat some rotten flesh just to be safe here. And look, there's like 5 of them right here. And as you can see, as soon as the sun sets, they don't go anywhere, but they kind of they stop attacking, which is nice for the moment. But you can also see we have like 5 drowned, 6 drowned, 7 drowned, right in front of our mining area. It's not cool. So we can eat our rotten flesh as some food. You are best to heal up a little bit. And then, although I'm not going to use anything in this chest, I think I'm going to definitely use it as a storage area. If we can place away our copper and our sand, we're not going to be needing that. Maybe we can try your best to quickly catch a fish as well. And we got a bowl. That's not too helpful. And there we go. Some fishy business. We finally caught ourselves some food that's not rotten flesh. Say, let's smelt that up real quick. That'll be nice, but we can still use this in the time being. I think that if possible, I'm going to try to take out the drowned that are over here. We don't seem to have any tridents, which is really the important part in my opinion. Man, they still definitely hit quite hard when you don't have any armor on. I think they're going to take out my entire stone sword as well. You're no match for me at the end of the day. No match for the guy, Slip. Might as well just give up while you're at it. And just after the first night, our sword is almost completely dead. Do we have any more intruders around here? No, but we do have some iron, it looks like. So I'll head into our crafting table. We'll make a little bit more jungle planks, and then we can make a couple more doors as well. Hop down into the drink, and where did that iron go? It was right here. This will be quite important for the game plan. And so while we wait for our tree to hopefully grow a little bit, I think it's best that we just continue to get some blocks and hopefully find ourselves a bit of iron as well. This is definitely one of those times where I wish that we had some copper armor where I could use this, but we do have more iron. That's huge for the game plan. Let's see, that's 3 right there. That's amazing. Okay, and then some more coal while we're at it. And even more iron here too. That brings us up to 5. Cool. And 6 iron too. Give me 7. Say, let's start to get that iron smelting. And we're gonna get to expanding the platform as well. The first time that I ended up playing through, I ended up making this platform very long, and I don't know if that was helpful. So we're gonna try to make it a little bit shorter this time, but we're also gonna make maybe a little bit of a roof too, and make a corridor that leads to this door frame area, so that hopefully the spawner ends up working and that we can get the mobs even easier. It's gonna be quite a rudimentary little spawner, but I think that I'm trying my best out here, okay? I think that part of the fun of actually playing this way is that you can challenge yourself in order to make it work, especially when you're playing in a hardcore sort of way like me. But man, I wasn't expecting to do a challenge just like this. I just thought we were going to be terraforming an island for 100 days or so, but no, it's much more survival too, even for a veteran Minecraft player like myself. Although I do have a feeling I think we're gonna run out of materials again. Yeah, without a question we are. So once again, back down into the drink we go, and 2 more easy pieces of iron too. We'll come back to you later. For now, we're gonna head back up to the surface. We can quickly grab that 7 iron, and then we're gonna go and we're gonna make some iron armor. We'll put on some leggings real quick, because I think that, if anything, that's going to help us out the most right now. Our wheat has almost grown, which is a great thing too, and we can take a second to eat some rotten flesh and admire our progress on day number 2 technically, before trying to get on a little bit more of a roof as the sun sets. Although I want to get out of this area as well, and hopefully that makes a little bit more of a difference and we can get a couple of mobs to maybe on and come over here. I'll probably stop them right there so I can swing at them with the sword. And that's my first attempt at the mechanics behind an easy mob spawner. And while we're at it, just to make things a little bit easier for myself as well, I think that I'm gonna dig down a little bit and we're gonna make ourselves another entranceway down below. I know our wood is a hot commodity, but I think that I'm gonna take, I could do it right, 4 planks and make some sticks, and then we can make a couple of ladders from that. As the drowned already start to come up and attack us, we can use our ladders just like that, and it looks like nothing spawned on the mob platform so far. But who knows, maybe we can avoid these guys a little bit for the time being if we head underground. Might be nice to take a break from you guys for a second. And so we'll continue to mine around for the night, and 2 more pieces of iron can't hurt either, along with a 3rd right here as we make our way back down to our original mine shaft. And 2 more too. We're getting super lucky with the iron. I'm very happy about this. And even more too. I do think I would like to make a little bit of a staircase coming down like this. But man, if we can get ourselves iron armored up, and look at all the iron, if we can get ourselves iron armored up, then I think we'll be okay. And even more here too. I think we might be okay. That brings us up to 11 iron. All right, let us head back to the surface and see what we can do. So it looks like the drowned actually forgot about us, except for there happens to be a trident man right there. I'm just gonna head back. Just want the crafting table. Oh, this is dangerous, y'all. Oh, he's right there. He's right there. This is so hard. Man, this is such a hard playthrough. Okay, but we have the crafting table. Let's go inside and we can make ourselves another furnace, which we can set down. We can use a little bit of our coal here, and then let's get that raw iron smelting. There's a little bit of coal for us to grab here too while we wait, and even more iron to be found as we wait for the iron to smelt up in the furnace here too. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3, and I'll take 3 so we can pop that guy back in here, and let's continue to clear out the area. It's starting to look like the big thing that we're going to start to need going forward is wood. And there goes our stone pickaxe. We have 9 iron ingots. I say let's go and we'll make ourselves an iron chest plate right here. And now I'm feeling good. We're starting to be okay in this playthrough. And I did want to let you know, if you do want to play in the seed, I'll share the link that I used in order to get this map in the description below. And I think it works for anything 1.19 and up, and I'm having a blast. Although this is hard, it's a good challenge. So I just wanted to let you know that you can play that way. But we have 5 more iron ingots, bringing us up to a total of 6. I say let's go and make ourselves an iron helmet, and we'll save the last iron ingot in case we need to make another shield. I think that'll make a new stone sword. And now once again we head back to the surface as the sun beautifully rises on our island. It looks like no mobs so far. We'll continue to work on that today, but we actually have a huge win right here with the wheat crops, which we can plant the seeds back down into the soil right here. And I'm actually going to get along to moving our furnace, and I'm going to move the poppy flower over here as well, because our tree still hasn't grown, and I think that it might need a little bit more space, so we're going to place it right on the edge there. But on day 2, things are looking a whole ton better for us. We have 21 rotten flesh, we have the basics of some crops, and we're beginning to work on the mob farm. We can head back to the crafting table and we'll make up tons of cobblestone slabs. And now we'll continue to fill in this area. It's kind of fun doing this without watching any tutorials, and I haven't watched any other videos of people trying to survive on an island like this, so I'm going in fresh and just seeing what I can do to figure things out. And I must say, it is a really refreshing feeling on playing Minecraft this way. I'm kind of just figuring it out as I go, and that's the beauty of it all. Although I will say, I've definitely built prettier things, and it looks like we have just about not everything complete. I thought we were completely done, but we'll fill in these last little bits right here. We might just run out of cobblestone once again, which kind of stinks, but then everything will be dark in here. And yeah, we just need 2 more. We'll grab you and you and you and you. Thank you. Now, hopefully that everything is completely dark in there. Now some mobs will hopefully start to spawn. You can see that I really have no idea what I'm doing here. But man, I really want these saplings to grow. We're almost out of wood. We only have 5 jungle planks left, and there's really not too much we can do besides harvest some crops and keep on expanding the island until we have more wood, which actually, I know that it's gonna look ugly, but we definitely need some dirt, and I'm gonna expand our island a little bit more. So let's grab what we have. I didn't even notice it grew. I was so focused on the dirt, I didn't even realize it grew. And that is going to be a huge win. Okay, grab a little bit more cobblestone. Make ourselves our first bit of bread, actually, along with an axe. And before the sun sets, let's quickly chop down this tree. And of course, it happens to be a thunderstorm, which is probably like the best thing possible for a better player, someone who knows how to play this game more than me, but I don't like having more mobs, so I'm not too much of a fan of it. But as we know, we cannot sleep until we get enough string to make ourselves a bed. And we are a long, long way off from that. But man, I will say, it's the thunder so loud. I will say, I'm happy that we have jungle logs. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to see them, especially in the rain and as it gets dark, but it's definitely going to give us tons of wood, and we don't have to mess with the podzol either. So you could say I'm happy about that. Now we just gotta really make sure that although it's nighttime right now, we get all of the saplings that we need. We need at least 4 saplings for another tree. Looks like we have 1 in our inventory. There's 2 right here, but we definitely gotta keep our wits about us. We have number 3 right there. Perfect. And it looks like we found number 4 too. Perfect. We're gonna place down the saplings once again. We can place down a seed into the soil too. And why not? Just because you guys don't have any tridents and we happen to have armor now. Feel nearly as scared of you all. I do think that you do have a little bit of a chance of dropping an iron ingot, so it really can't hurt to kill you guys too. And this is my island. I don't want you around here. And I say, why don't we take a look at our mob farm too? Is there anything going on in here? No. What am I doing wrong? Ooh, I'm feeling much more confident now that we have iron armor, but don't want to get too overconfident as well. Say we eat our first bit of bread, and we're going to start to use the new dirt that we scooped up, and we're going to expand around this way. This may seem kind of weird, but I think we're going to want a couple of small islands where we can have just tree saplings. And so the best way to spread grass over to a new island is just one by one as we spread it over this way. And we'll do it little bit by little bit as we can. But for now, we're out of cobblestone. So tonight's main thing is just killing drowned. And we actually happen to get 3 more saplings as well from that one tree. So eventually, once this one grows, we should be in pretty good shape. And we'll check in here once again. And this is what I'm saying. We're only 2 nights in, and you can see how many drowned are already starting to come and attack. It's nice that they go away during the daytime a little bit, but man, this is mob overload in my opinion. So I think we'll continue to mine a little bit more cobblestone, and maybe we'll be able to find a little bit more iron as well. Well, nothing new in terms of iron, but we definitely have plenty of cobblestone now, although it doesn't seem to have stopped raining out. Let's check one more time. Any mobs? No mobs. And we have another tree here too. I'll get to placing down another crafting table, and we'll make even more cobblestone slabs. I'm also going to make a stone pickaxe. And before we continue to work on the mob farm, actually, let's get to harvesting this tree. And I sure am glad that it stopped raining out. You'll see that our dirt has already spread over to grass. So I'm going to collect the dirt that we have here, and I'm going to place it along the cobblestone that we have here. And eventually this will turn into grass too. We've got our 4 saplings once again, so we can place them down. But for now, it's time to take down the mob farm. And actually, we might not have to take down the whole thing, but we're going to expand it and maybe include the roof with the expansion. It's possible that the mob farm might just be a little bit too close to the island and the light with it. But I say let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. 9 should definitely be good. And so as the sun sets, we'll continue to fill in the area. Maybe I'll place down a torch for the moment to try to make it a little bit safer. Although I don't know how much that's going to really help. But a part of me does feel like we do have enough cobblestone in order to finish the job right here. Okay, here we go. It's nighttime. We have another tree, and we're going to take another attempt at our mob spotter. Let's quickly take out the torch. Nothing's going to happen yet. Keep everything just like that, and see what happens. I've got to say, I am quite hopeful this time. Ouch! We'll go back to our duties of eating up some drowns during the night. And hopefully you can see that this one has a fishing rod. I'd love to get a couple fishing rod from them while we wait for some spider string. But we gotta be careful because they can sneak up behind us. Definitely don't want to mess with these babies too, because these guys pack a punch. I will say I'm quite excited to not have to have any rotten flesh anymore. And I think that because we can, we're gonna keep on harvesting the trees. We're getting to the bottom of the tree and look how many drowns there are. This might not be a good thing. But the good news is it does seem like the sun is gonna rise in a second, so we'll wait for that to happen, and then we're gonna have to go on a little bit of a drowned murdering spree, I think. We'll fuel up with our rotten flesh while we're at it. Off to the drink we go so that we can take on this whole horde of drowned. We just gotta be careful of our distance and keep our head on a swivel, I think. Slowly but surely, you'll all go down just one by one through the swing of my pickaxe. The valiant warrior slip as the sun rises. You have absolutely nothing on me. With the island clear, we'll continue to collecting a little bit more wood, and then I do actually think I hear some mob sounds. I see mobs. Could it be true? I don't know how I'm going to clear this area after we're done with it. I didn't get that far, but now it looks like we can have some arrows. Maybe we'll get some bow. We'll get string for fishing rods, hopefully. I think that we might be risky here and try to sneak in through the side. We have our shield at the ready. Not today, thank you. Woo, and I'm glad that's why we have the shield, y'all. That is why we have the shield. Let's see, who else is in here? Anybody? We have our spider-eyed friend. And our first bit of string as well. Okay, that's a huge win, and we have a music disc too. I don't know how that happened. The Ward music disc. I don't know anything about music discs, so if you've gotten to this point in the video, definitely let me know what that is. I hope you're enjoying it so far. This is a blast, I gotta say. Although I will say it also is quite nerve-wracking. I have no idea what I'm doing. All I know is that we were able to get our first mob drops, and that's what matters. And we even got a music disc while we're at it. I'm going to take the 2 string that we had, and I'm going to make ourselves a fishing rod. And I'm also going to take some bone meal, and we'll get to having a little bit more crops too. We'll expand the farmland just a little bit. I don't want to do too much because we only have so much dirt, but we will get to making a little bit more bread. And I say, let's give one more go at this mob farm. We have one more spider over here, and we'll take him out with our sword, and he gets stuck right here too. All the better. Get our first spider eye, and then we'll lock this place up for the time being. And if I'm being honest, I think this actually might be all of the dirt that we have for the entire playthrough too. It looks like it based on how sparse everything around this area is, so we're gonna have to make sure that we treat this as a hot commodity. But I say for now, let's continue on fishing. As the sun sets, it's a good feeling knowing that we're forever on going to be able to eat real food. We can get our fish smelting, and I'm going to take another look at our mob farm. Once again, we're going to have to be careful. We had a creeper situation last time, and I didn't do anything to fix it, so we'll have to see what happens, and we'll get as close as we can. And slow but steady wins the race. And really, when there's only one left, then we can head back in here and take out the last little guy. Funny how many bats ended up spawning in here too. Just want to be careful that no other mobs spawn while we're in here. But another safe venture will lock this guy back up once again. And we happen to get a potato too. That's a huge win, which we can instantly get to placing down in the soil. You guys got some reach sometimes, I feel like. Y'all could play on the basketball team. And it really is an onslaught. They just don't stop coming during the night. I'm being honest, it's really hard to do anything else besides kill them. We'll get another creeper man in the tent here. But I think that one of our best bets right now is just to continue to fish into the night if we can. We can get some name tags, we can get leather, we can get other bits and bobs like that. And we just got to be careful that we don't end up running into any trident men. And the sun has officially arisen. What day are we on? We are now on day 5. And as you can tell, for whatever reason, the drowned kind of forget about you as soon as the sun starts to rise. Although I haven't forgotten about you. So we'll get rid of all the invaders that we have around the island. I was definitely not expecting to have to do this every day, but I think it just makes the following night a little bit easier. Though I still got to be careful. These guys do pack a punch. And so with our intruders gone, we can check on the mob farm once again. Looks like we got plenty of bad guys over here. Just got to make sure that we're careful with our creeper friend. And as we're doing this, it's becoming very apparent to me that we're going to have to make ourselves a real mob farm. It looks like it's quite difficult to be able to get iron around this island. And so if we want to keep on leveling up, we're going to have to get iron ingots from zombies at the moment. That is until we find some villagers that we can maybe breed together and eventually make an iron farm. But we are still a long ways out from that. So I'm going to go and have some lunch. We're going to figure out how exactly to do that. And then once I've figured out whose tutorial I'm going to follow, I'll check in with you then. Well, we're back. And I've been doing a little bit of thinking along with a little bit of research on how to make a mob spawner. And so we're going to get along to doing that soon. And the good news is the only things that we really need are cobblestone or some other sort of building block and wood. Though it may be boring, but we're going to continue on harvesting the wood, felling some trees, and collecting more cobblestone from down below. And it's kind of interesting playing on an island that is actually so much like Skyblock. You would think that there'd be tons of differences, but in reality, the mechanics in terms of spawning and that sort of stuff are working really similar. I would say that the only real advantage that I have going on is the fact that we do happen to have some ores around here, like this coal. Are there only ores in this area right here? Or if I continue to like just dig down throughout the sand or this, all of the stone layers and that sort of thing, you can see on our map that it's only stone around me. There's no caves or anything like that. So I'm wondering if we continue to dig, are we just going to be met with stone, or can we continue to get iron ore or that sort of thing? Because if we can't, then that means that this island, this map that I'm playing on right here, is just made to have like a specific amount of ores to make you be able to survive. And that's kind of fun. And it's very Skyblock like, I would say. I'm up here real quick and we'll get that sapling. And we're also going to need to make another stone axe so that we can finish harvesting this tree. And it's so funny, honestly, playing in this playthrough, I recently started playing on the Lotus SMP, and very quickly I was able to get diamond armor and all of the efficient tools. And so cutting down a jungle tree takes no time, where using a stone axe to do it takes forever. And so I keep thinking like, hurry up, cut down the tree faster so that I can get to the mob farm before the sun sets. But we both know that that is not going to happen. You can see that our grass is almost reached all the way over here, but we're not going to do anything with it yet. We have a trident, man. I hear him. Get me in. Let me in. Oh, it was a little bit nerve-wracking for a second there. And it really can't hurt to get a little bit more iron, because we're going to have to make ourselves a water bucket, especially as we start to build bigger and bigger. There goes another pick, but we're not yet done mining for the night. I'm sure that there are some of you guys watching right now that are like, Slip, you should be doing this and you should be doing that in order to get geared up as much as you can, but I really have no idea, but honestly, it's part of the fun, just trying to figure these things out, trying to find my way on a super flat island. And if I'm being honest, for round 2 of this playthrough, we're doing quite well. And the more that I mine into the cobblestone, the more that I think we're not going to find any more minerals, which is a bummer, but just like Skyblock, there are ways of getting other things that we need. My real question is whether or not we have structures in this world, like the end portal and the nether fortress and that sort of thing, because I really want to beat this game. And if it turns out that there aren't, then we're going to put them in somehow, because this sort of challenge seems like the challenge that you want to beat, or at least that's how I'm feeling about it right now. The good news is we're getting ourselves plenty of cobblestone, and we're going to be needing a ton of it too. There goes another pick. So I say let's make another one, and we'll head back up to the surface and see what's going on. Still nighttime, and I hear no drowned. Of course, the trident man still sees me, just kidding. And I see lots and lots and lots of mobs here in the spawner, and I hear a witch too, which is great because we can get some redstone, but there's a lot of mobs right here. I'm gonna wait for daytime. You have to get away from that drowns too. This is a scary playthrough. This is a scary playthrough. Once again, we're back to mining. And I say, in the morning, we'll take our shield and we'll go after that trident drowned, and we'll try to get that trident for ourselves. Because wouldn't that be cool to already have a trident on literally day 6 of this world? There goes another pickaxe down the hatch. So let's eat some fish, and then we're gonna head back to the surface where we can have our shield at the hand and look for that trident man. There he is, right down there. Let's take him on. Into the drink we go. Not today, sir. Not today, sir. Ooh, that makes me not want to talk during this. We got him. No trident. It's okay. Look at all the tridents that we have on the ground over here. Okay, I can breathe once again. You just gotta be careful because these guys can still pack a punch, and we're only at half health right now. Okay, that was a little nerve-wracking. I'm glad that we have some food in here. We can grab some fish where we can replenish our hunger before we head back into the mob spawner and give our best shot, slowly but surely. Is that a zombie villager? I think it could be a zombie villager. We just gotta be careful. There's so many mobs in here. And slowly but surely, we'll try to take all of these guys out. Except for the potential zombie villager, if it really is one of those, that's so exciting. And we're totally gonna get tons of drops from this too. Just a little back and forth and back and forth. Slow and steady wins the race, as they say. Although, man, did I let this get out of control. If I was to let these mobs out onto the islands, that would be the end of this playthrough. Oh, I do see the witch in there now. I do not like witches. I almost died multiple times on hardcore playthroughs to them. Slow and steady so that we can get this zombie villager, hopefully. And this could be dangerous, but I'm wondering, I don't think I can sneak down to get the drops. Okay, onto another pickaxe. Onto another axe. I swear, if one of these guys blows, all of the mobs are taking each other out. You know, this might be a good time. Make some planks real quick, and then we're gonna grab ourselves a boat. And if we could take out this creeper, it's possible we can maybe get the zombie villager onto our side. Right here. I'm gonna place down the boat just in case. Take out that skeleton. Man, could this be a bad idea? If we can take out this creeper, we can be okay. Ooh, this is difficult. Oh, and it's nighttime now too, so the drowned are gonna be sneaking up behind me. Okay, just figure your lives out. Look at all the XP that I'm getting. Figure your life out. Figure your life out. Set the boat back in its spot. I think the spiders are stuck like that. Oh, if I can just get this guy in here. Come over right here into the boat. Into the boat, into the boat, into the boat. We got him. Got a zombie villager. Just make sure he doesn't kill me, huh? Ooh. I'm gonna extend actually our platform a little bit more like this too. We're gonna steal that door, place it one block closer this way, and then we'll remove the pillars here, replace them just like so. I'm gonna have to do some thinking, but I think that if we had a witch and it throws a potion of weakness, then I just need a golden apple. Need a golden apple. I need gold. I don't know how to get gold though. Oh, we're gonna have to think about that. But for now, what I know is that we now have a zombie villager, and that's what matters. So we can take down the rest of the platform, and we can leave this guy in here, and we should be good to go. For now, it's time to take out all of the pesky drowned that are coming this way. And honestly, just to make my life a little bit easier, I think I'm just gonna head down here and we'll make ourselves a chest where we can put away some of our materials, and we'll get some more stone until the following morning. And there goes another pickaxe. It's safe to say we're making pretty steady progress, and I think that we have just about as much materials as we need in order to make our mob spawner. Let's see, is it a new day? It is now. And today is officially gonna be the day where we dismantle this mob spawner that we've made. So I say, let's get along to doing that. I think that we have been seen by the witch, so let's make sure that we're being careful around here. We can take out this spider multiple spiders. How many spiders? That are stuck in the wall. And I think that the only mob that's left is the witch down here. Just kidding. I think we have like 3 more spiders over here, if we can take them out easily. Those are all bats. Look at all of them go. Feel free, my friends. Be free. Hey, gold pony bats. I think that I'm going to make a little platform just like this. Maybe we can up out one, maybe a couple more over here to make ourselves a little bit safer, and we'll slowly just take pot shots until we can take out this witch. Although she has her potions of regeneration, this is why I definitely wish that we had a bow, but we still haven't gotten any from all of the skeletons. There we go, we've gotten her, meaning that I think that we can collect. Ooh, we got redstone. Talk about a win there. It also means that we can take down the rest of this cage. Man, this thing was easy to set up by itself with building, but it's taking forever to bring on down with the pickaxe. We're just about there as the sun sets, and then I want to save all of the slabs that we have, so we're going to hop back into the drink after, and hopefully we can get all of the slabs before all of the drowned come at night. Then we go, and of course we're instantly targeted, but we're going to swim around, and what a beautiful sunset. And if you just watch, as soon as the moon starts to rise, if I dip back down into the water, I'm sure within no time we'll see the sea just start to get dotted with tons of different drowned. We'll count, and I'll see how long it takes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, get hit by a couple drowns, and no more tomfoolery from you guys. I don't want to see any more of it. I have no vendetta against all of you guys, so I don't know why you guys are so angry with me. And I'm quite happy to say that I think that we are pretty good on materials, so tomorrow in the morning, we're gonna go and we're gonna make ourselves a new zombie XP farm. And unfortunately, I'm not smart enough to know how to do this and talk you through it. I'll leave the video that I'm using in order to make this farm up in the description below. And you'll probably notice that I'll end up extending this grass area so that we have an extended and exclusive grass farm so that we can farm things and have animals, along with chop some trees at first as we do it. But we're going to hop into our first a major cinematic. I hope that you guys are enjoying this 100 days so far, and I will see you when this mob farm is complete. So the last time that I checked in with you was on day 10, and as you can see, we are now on day 19, but we can look around and you'll see that really not much has changed at all, except for the fact that I happen to have a name tag in my hands. We have spent the last 9 or so days just fishing, and you'll notice that we actually have an enchanted fishing rod now. This rod has Unbreaking 3 and Mending as well, meaning that we can fish forever, which is what I thought that I needed to do in order to get a name tag for a zombie villager. We have another Trident Man coming over here. Let's dodge away from him. But I thought that in order to keep this guy from despawning, we needed a name tag, but actually if he's in a boat, he should be okay. Meaning that I spent the last 10 days or so getting something that we didn't actually need. At least for now, the goal is to eventually get ourselves to have an iron farm here, which is going to be quite difficult actually until we get ourselves a wandering trader, which is something that we'll talk about soon. But down the line, we'll need a name tag, and the only way for us to really get it in this playthrough is through fishing, so it's okay to have done it already. And I'm on half a heart. Oh, I'm on half a heart. Oh, we're just gonna eat up. And once again, you can see why we needed a shield. Okay, I think that was the closest to death that we've been so far. But I just wanted to check in and tell you what we've been up to, and now we can get along to building that mob spawner. So let's get back to an awesome cinematic. Well, given the fact that we are now at day 43, I guess it's just about time that I update you on our progress. You'll have seen through the replay mod cinematics that we made a huge mob spawner, and we've steadily been chopping away and getting ourselves whatever mob drops that we can. I wanted to make sure that we could get 3 iron ingots, and we've actually been able to do so. The third one is down below, and you'll see in this area here we have 2 chests that are actually stocked to the brim with all of the different things that we've gotten. And I know that it may not seem like much has happened, but 43 days in game is almost 15 hours, meaning that I've spent almost 15 hours of my life doing almost no progress, except for as we head down and the sun starts to come up, you'll see that we have a little bit more work down below. And actually, I usually just jump off of this ladder, but what a cool view it is as the sun comes up. But you can see that we have a couple of pathways that are heading to other places that we have in our mini kingdom here. And interestingly, glow squid only spawn in this area here, and so we're gonna have to get to harvesting them at some point. But we have some extra storage in this chest right here down below, and we have a cool looking pathway that also serves the purpose of helping us get away from the drowned. We do still have our zombie friend that's trapped in the boat over there, and we have some crops right here and right here too. Although I've been doing a lot of fishing, so most of my food has come from that. As you can tell, in this area here we have our tree felling area. But one of the most important things that I need to point out about this playthrough is the fact that we only have so many blocks of grass, which definitely holds us back in terms of being able to plant more trees or even more farmland. And the only way that we're going to be able to make more grass is by heading into the nether, which is a long ways away. And the first step of getting into the nether actually lies with this platform over here, because if I hit F3, you'll actually see that we're at Y level -37, which actually happens to be too deep for us to get any wandering traders. So what this platform does is it gives a spawning surface area that's above Y level 0. The idea is to continue to expand on this area to work on our mob farm that's up there and to harvest more trees and eventually be able to get some wandering traders. Because if there's any way that I stand a chance to beat the game and get more grass to make this place look prettier, it's to get dripstone from a wandering trader, which takes a very long time. It took Schwepp 609 days in his world, and given the fact that we're now on day 44, we are already going through a good amount of time. And although I now have enough string from that mob spawner to make ourselves a bed, there's really no reason for doing so. So I'll continue to fill in the platform. Maybe eventually we'll make ourselves a bit of a house, continue to work on the mob spawner, and when something cool happens, I'll check in with you then. Wait a minute, it looks like our spawning platform idea is working out, so we can head over to this wandering trader, and he has saplings as well. And dripstone too! This is the trade that we need, and we got it the first time. I don't have any emeralds to get it with. Man, talk about the luck. And speaking of, I'm gonna have to do one thing, and we have this chest right here. I am gonna have to open our game and allow some commands right here, and then move our game to create creative just for one thing. You see, in order to get emeralds for that dripstone trade, which I can't believe it's right there, we're going to need an apple, meaning that we need one oak sapling in order to make this playthrough work. Although I can't believe it, maybe we can try to trap this guy in a boat, although we're going to put our game mode back to survival, meaning that we just got so close, but we're still so far away. Although it's a good thing to know that our platform behind us is working. So let's get back to work. Well, it's been a long time since we've last spoken in this world. We're now officially on day 79 in the survival island, and if you duck behind me, you can see where I've been spending most of my time. You see, in order to progress the playthrough, we have to get ourselves some zombie villagers in order to get some trades going, and we also need a wandering trader in order to give us a dripstone trade so that we can get ourselves another portal, which, given the fact that we already got the trade but we didn't have the emeralds for it, I think it's going to be a long time before we end up getting that. Probably not within the 100 days, which is a total bummer, but I've been just swinging these swords here and trying to get gold armor because I'm smelting it into gold nuggets, which I'm then putting into gold blocks. You can see that we have tons of storage with tons of materials that we don't need, but this chest right here, we have 7 gold ingots, which unfortunately is not nearly enough to get us to where we need to be in order to cure 2 villagers. And to be honest, I don't want to look back at this 100 days and be like, the only thing I did was make a mob spawner and then swing my sword at it. So we're going to get to doing some other things as well. We can jump off the platform and into the drink we go. You'll see that below here. This is always where tons of glow squid spawn. I don't know why, but it's really cool looking. Although I do gotta say, they always remind me of the drowned. And over here where we have our wandering trader platform, you can see that we actually happen to have a spawn chunk over here too, which I'm sure will come in as a big win in the future. And if you're wondering why the trees look different, the reason being is because in the Lotus SMP, I'm playing and making a fall spooky build, and so I have a resource pack that's making the leaves look different, and we haven't happened to get any more wandering traders yet, but we'll have to be patient and see what happens. Although once again, there's not much we can do until we cure a zombie villager. And so as you can see, we do happen to have some materials in our inventory, and I do want to build something cool during this playthrough. I gotta say, this is definitely the most challenging playthrough I've ever done, so if you're enjoying the video so far, definitely consider leaving a like on it. But let's try our best to build something pretty with the limited block palette that we have. Well, of course it's raining, but now we are on day 87 of the playthrough, but at least we happen to have a house behind us now. You could say that I'm quite happy to have a place to call home, and I'm very happy with the design that we have here too. I ended up using a design that I've been using recently where I use fence gates and stone brick walls, and they kind of just go together really well. And then, although I definitely went trapdoor heavy, I think that it really makes this area look nice. Our interior doesn't have too much in it, but at the same time, we ran out of materials, so I do think that we still have time to make this place look better, but it does have all the bare bones of everything that we would need, and it definitely is a nice shelter from the rain. We have some storage here and places for other storage, and I definitely want to get some pots if possible. I don't know if it is, but I really feel like we need some extra color in this area too. You can see that I have gotten around to decorating these little barrel areas over here so that we can have some extra texture and some extra storage on the side. And it leads out here, which it almost feels like this is a little wharf or a little pier that's overlooking some wildlife. It makes me want to just take out my fishing rod and fish in the rain. But the reality is we still have plenty more work to get done here. I think I'm giving up on trying to get villagers during the next 13 days. So I'm going to shift my attention to my favorite thing to do, which is building. We're going to make a path that goes here and make the entire area that you can see around us look even prettier, or at least the best that we can by extending the texturing that we have in the area of our home. And of course, now it stops raining and we have a beautiful rainbow that's at the same time kind of jinked. I can kind of, or at least I could have seen where it ended. But for the next 13 days, we're going to try our best to make the area look as good as we can. And on day 100, I'll check in with you all then. As the morning sun hits our face in this ocean-only world, we can officially say that we are done with 100 days in the world, which we can wonderfully see right here on the F3 screen. And although this place is looking a whole ton different and a whole ton better, I'm still happy that we've reached day 100. I don't think that I have any intention on coming back to this world after this 100 days, but I am going to leave a copy of this world for anyone who would like to play in this world themselves and take over from where I'm at. This has definitely been the most challenging 100 days that I've ever done, and we got nowhere near beating the game, which is fine, and we could beat the game if we were to put in the time, but I just don't think I have the mind to do it. So maybe we'll have this world as like a UHCG type vibe. But in the last 13 days or so, you can see that we've gotten up to a lot of changes in the kingdom area. We've gotten around to texturing up our entire home area, and we moved our grass over around this way to make a little pen, although there's still nothing that we can do to spawn any sheep or anything in like that because they need 16 grass blocks, and we somehow just don't happen to have enough. I've also gotten around to placing tons of jungle trapdoors on the edge of our barricades, which in my opinion adds a little bit of extra life to the area, which is always a good thing when the only blocks that we have to play with are stone and wood. But I also decided to build one other house on a whim. As we can see, it's a couple of stories tall, but as we can see, it's 3 stories tall, and I really do like the way that this came out. We have some buttons on the side and some extra texture with some fences leading into the windows. And of course, we have a nice platform that's overlooking everything else. I did get around to making a mini interior as well. We have a little smelting area over here, and we actually ended up getting enough copper throughout the 100 days to make 2 copper trapdoors, which may seem like nothing, but having something else to build with for me was a total win. We can head up the ladder to the 2nd floor where we have just some more storage here too. There's really nothing that we can do until we get ourselves some villagers and get ourselves some more iron and gold, so this sparsely interior is just gonna have to do. But I do like the view that we have out from the window here, and I just find it crazy that we only had 1 wandering trader from this platform the entire 100 days, and that 1 wandering trader happened to have the pointed dripstone trade, meaning that it's gonna be a long time until we see one of those guys again. And so, after playing 33 hours in this Minecraft world, our adventure has come to a conclusion. We made ourselves our first ever mob grinder up there, decorated our wood felling area, made a starter house, and made 1 more wooden house. Really, not a lot of progress for 33 hours in this game. So if you're happy that I pushed through and was able to get to this standpoint, or if you'd like to be the next generation in this world, consider leaving a like and a comment on this video. And man, what an adventure this one has been.